Today on what I read today, it's One Piece Volume 35, Luffy vs. Ussop. This is the biggest Ussop volume there will be until Dressrosa. And this is overall probably one of the most plot-heavy, just dense volumes of Water 7. This has the most drama out of all the volumes for at least until Ennie's lobby. And it starts out with the Franky family making the biggest mistake they possibly could have made. After giving us a thorough explanation of why the Mary cannot be repaired. You get to here. It's like, this is the moment that the Franky family screwed up. It's like, Usopp was desperate, more desperate than anyone else, to get the Going Merry repaired. It's like, everyone else loved the Merry, but Usopp's the one who brought the Merry into the fold in the first place. It was picked up when they got Usopp. It was a gift from Usopp's friend. And here, when the Franky family screwed Usopp like this, you see how much the rest of the Straw Hats value and care for Usopp, which makes the rest of the volume just that much more heartbreaking as it goes on. But this beatdown of the Franky family was epic. I love this. I like it when they just go ham and just start beating everyone up like a bunch of crackheads. And then we get to the aftermath of this, in which I feel like all this could have been prevented if Luffy had more tact, but it's Luffy. That's not in his vocabulary. He does not do subtle. He does not do kind, gentle understanding. No, he is everything at face value, and he does not go for emotional nuances. If Luffy could have explained everything better to Usopp in this moment, they could have avoided all this trauma. But instead, we get Usopp's best standout fighting moment in the whole series, I think. Because even Usopp's moments in Dressrosa, those weren't, at least it's been a while since I read it, those weren't really fighting moments. Those were Usopp being a sniper and rather getting himself into situations without the intent of getting into them in the first place. Here, it's Usopp having a backbone for the first time in the series, and also this is the best backbone he has. Like, this is the most willpower I've ever seen Usopp show, and I don't think that was overpowered in Dressrosa. Not even his little moment of telling off the God's Knights and Elbaf outshone this. Usopp sticking up to Luffy here was his best moment. Even if he felt like a silly idiot afterwards when he had a talking to with Franky. This was his best fight. It was very impressive. Even though Usopp lost, this was his best showing. As we go on and on, we get into the plot with Cypher Pole and Nico Robin. We start off this plot point, which is going to kick off Ennie's lobby. And we get introduced to the man, the legend himself, Franky. Franky is one of my favorite characters in the series. He is hilarious. I love him. One of my favorite characters in all One Piece. Sure, he's not everyone's favorite Straw Hat, but he is mine. Well, I still like Luffy more. And if Bon Clay were considered a Straw Hat, he would be my favorite Straw Hat because Bon Clay is my favorite character. But yeah, I love Franky. He's consistently in my top 3 Straw Hats. Most of the time, he's in my top 2. Oh yeah, I love this. I like Franky and how he's always going in with a boom. Though I don't think Franky ever recovered from his absolute high during Thriller Bark. Thriller Bark Franky was a whole nother beast. But this was a very likable introduction. This is Franky at his most serious. This shows Franky as a leader. And overall, this sets the tone for the rest of Water 7, and it sets up a lot of the next volume with them trying to get around the residents of Water 7 because the Straw Hats are being framed. And I think this is just something with my volume. I got this as a little bit of a misprint. And yeah, that's something unique about this volume. Overall, this is the most dramatic volume of Water 7. Most dramatic volume until Eni's Lobby. Still love it. This is a legendary volume. Ussop versus Luffy is probably one of the more well-known fights in the series. And of all the most well-known fights in the series, it's one of the shortest. It takes up only 1/3 of this volume for something that is so well-known. Yeah, that's One Piece Volume 35. See you next time.